this punishment to a certain extent is justified, but also is one of the worst punishments you can ever receive as a guy. If anyone has ever gotten their kicked in the balls, you'll know exactly what I'm saying. Or you've had an accident where you hit your balls on something. So here we have this noble guy, and let me just say this really quick, right? The Frontier Lord begins with 0 subjects, has a relationship with him being like 35 or 36 years old, and then his wife, which is like 16 years old. There's like a huge debate about it, very controversial, but we'll get to that later. Okay, so I really want to talk about this punishment. Like, everyone skimmed over this because of that debate, but there's some of us who remember this because, like I said, this is just. And let me tell you right now, this punishment, the guy still feels it. So we have this user right here who enlightened us about what's going on. So if anyone is curious about today's noble that led the mercenaries that were there for revenge, so spoiler, it's not really a spoiler, it's like giving more context to this scene right here. Damn, he just looks menacing, bro. Like, you got a big ass 6'9" dude hunched over you and kicking you in the balls. That's scary. Yeah, Diaz. His name is Diaz. So you have Diaz here, about to kick him in the balls. So during the war, the noble violated women on the enemy side often. Diaz found out and got mad. He completely destroyed the noble's crotch by stepping on it. Oh my fucking bro, that is just insane, man. I think that's probably the worst punishment I wouldn't ever wish upon even my greatest enemies. You can see here Diaz is lifting, bro, has heavy ass boot, 6'9", muscular build, tough dude, putting all his weight on his boot, just kicking him right in the crotch. Like, holy shite. And you can see the painful memories, and he's like, I still feel the pain to this day. So I honestly think it's kind of justified, but at the same time, it's like one of the worst punishments ever. But yeah, back to the argument about him dating or being in a relationship with like a 16-year-old. That's a really tough thing. Let's see what people have to say. So right here we have this comment by Chilios. Let's see, where can I find it? So LOL, some people would look at this anime with Diaz being a 35-year-old human man and Ayana being a 15-year-old. If I remember correctly, only folk girl call it cute, sweet, and wholesome, yet pour their entire existence into hating on Rudis and his wives. But to be fair, the Oni folk, she's not really human. Oh shit, I didn't play the video. She's not really human, so once you get to like territory like non-human versus human, it's like the lines blur. That's my only argument. And it's not real, it's just anime. Double standards go crazy. Okay, luckily the whole Diaz and Ayana situation is set in a fantasy world where slavery is rampant. So I assume it's something that's considered normal within their culture. Also, they're only engaged, but damn, Ayana really loves throwing the word wife around. The part about her wanting 10 kids was something. Yeah, that was something. Oh shit, let me get my face out of the way here. Anyway, I'm not mad that he didn't kill those bandits. That is more of a light fantasy anime, and while Diaz has no problem killing monsters and the like, taking human life is easier said than done unless they're irredeemable pieces of shits who genuinely deserve it. Of course, that's just my take. Anyways, Elden is a chill guy. Glad Diaz has a new friend. And then someone says, let's see, thank God Diaz is nowhere near Rudis' depravity, so much so that he has promised to himself to not marry from a perspective until she was at least 18. Yeah, I mean, she's gonna wait it out. Then people are comparing Diaz to fucking, yeah, because they had like a like, you know, the whole recruiting soldiers thing. Yeah, so they really hyped him up. Oh my god. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. I think we've said plenty. I don't, getting kicked in the balls really is probably the worst punishment for a man.